Hello, welcome to another episode of the Candid Cast. Today we are treating the third and final part of our studies on retirement planning. Recall that in the first part of this teaching, I've stated the need to have your retirement planned out, and I mentioned 8 reasons why it is good to start planning your retirement. And in the second part, I gave reasons why you need to start early, because it is not a sprint, it is a marathon. And I gave several reasons why it is important to start as early as possible. I've received questions on what type of investment should someone do by way of retirement planning. And that's the question I try to answer today in the third and final part. Thank you for staying with us. I want you to please subscribe so you get notified when there is a new publication. Like us and share so that it can reach as many people as possible. By way of introduction, I will just tell you that there is no singular investment that is foolproof. When it comes to investment planning, you need diversification of your portfolio. It is said in the Bible in Ecclesiastes 8:11, divide your portion to 7 or even to 8, for you do not know what misfortune may occur in the earth. So many things that we do not anticipate come around us in our lifetime. Civil war, Nigeria has witnessed civil war. I was present. People witnessed First World War, people witnessed Second World War, and all over the world, there are so many things that could disrupt investment and erode the plans that you have made. So you need diversification of your portfolio. That is exactly what that scripture is saying. And further, it says, in the morning, sow your seed. In the evening, do not withhold your hand. You never can tell which one will prosper, whether the seed planted in the morning or the one you planted in the evening. For a retirement plan, it is important to focus on diversified portfolio. That's what those 2 scriptures that I just mentioned are emphasizing. Portfolio that can provide growth potential while managing risk. There is a lot of risk. It is dangerous to avoid risk, but risk should be calculated. Here are some suitable long-term investment options that I will recommend, particularly for those who are in Nigeria. From 2004, the federal government tried to intervene through the Pension Reform Act on the management of pension. We know some of us that have been around for a while contributed to the Nigerian Pension Fund. That money disappeared. We never earned anything from it. We contributed to Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund, NSITF. That money disappeared. You have heard of the saga of people eating up pension. But with the Pension Reform Act, you can safely have a retirement savings account under the Pension Reform Act. This is a contributory pension scheme. An employer contributes to it. An employer contributes even a higher percentage than what the employee contributes. And the contribution you are making is free from tax. The employer contribution and the employee contribution are put together, and the employee is the sole beneficiary of the entire contribution. There is also provision, there is room in the Act to allow a worker to contribute more than the statutory requirement. After the employee has put 7.5% and employer puts 10%, that's 17.5% of your income going monthly into an account that is managed on your behalf. It's interest yielding, it's profit yielding, it's dividend yielding. So the money you put there is not just fixed and remaining as that amount forever. It keeps growing. And they give you account. Your pension fund managers will give you account as to the growth that you are making from year to year, from month to month. You receive your account statement. It's good to follow up with such scheme. as one option. Number 2 option. And no option is exclusive. There is nothing wrong in practicing all the options together. So if I mention retirement savings account, participating in retirement savings account does not mean that you cannot invest in the stock market. No. You can also invest in the stock market. That's why I started the opening with talking to you about diversified portfolio. It's important to diversify your portfolio. Investing in the Nigerian stock market can provide you with capital appreciation, and it is same with so many countries all over the world. There are stock markets in literally every country where you can invest. The important thing is to understand the investment. A lot of people go into the stock market absolutely ignorant which one is selling, and you just go, you buy, show me the last page of the prospectus, you just tear. No history. Please, if you want to invest in the stock market, take time to study it. Take companies that have history. I don't recommend any new entrant into the market for somebody who is doing retirement planning. If you are doing retirement planning, take those companies that have been around for a long time. Check their history of dividend payment. Check the growth pattern. These blue chip companies that have been around for a while, you can't go wrong. You'll be able to make your investment and get dividend regularly from year to year. Number 3 that I would recommend, real estate. Real estate. Investment in immovable properties. This is as profitable as it is challenging. If you're able to build a house while you are working and you get rental income from it, that rental income will continue long after you have ceased from working. But many people will say, how will a worker build house? Yes, it is true that a worker can build house. Other things you can do in real estate is to buy land in a less developed area, upcoming area. Nigeria is a developing country. There are a lot of areas that were absolute forest about 12 years ago that if you go there today, it's a city. So for somebody who is planning for retirement, you need to look long-term when it comes to real estate. You follow this. There is no get-rich-quick scheme in retirement planning. You must plan the long haul, plan long-term. It's your life that we are talking about. Put everything into it. Don't expect, just like you expect that one day you will be retired, expect that you will be alive, expect that old age will come, expect that a time will come in the life of every worker when he can no longer work the way he used to work, particularly those that are in Lagos, rising up 4 a.m., you are on the road by 5 a.m. to get to work by 8. You can't continue that forever. There is a time when you get too weak, too tired, too old to do it. And that's where your retirement funds will kick in. So real estate is good. I've experimented that for myself, and I have no regret about it. Some people have asked me about the Omonile syndrome. What if they collect the land from you? Yes. Have they collected land from you? Yes. That's true. But in life, you win some, you lose some. Just let your winning be more than your losing. If you refuse to dare because Omonile has collected some land, it's like somebody who refused to write JAMB because his friend paid for JAMB and did not pass, didn't gain admission and lost his money. That is reason you will never write JAMB. No. Until you write JAMB, you can never pass JAMB. So number 4, like I will keep emphasizing that none of them is exclusive. Mutual funds is also an option. In the diversification of your retirement portfolio, you can have some money in mutual fund. Mutual fund is a diversified investment portfolio that is managed by professionals. I will not push any name forward, but there are many out there that speak to any of those fund managers, put money with them. What they do is they put some in the stock market, they put some in real estate, they manage it on your behalf. They know when to pull out from which one. And at the end of the day, you get the very return, even beyond what you will get if you were to manage by yourself, since you are not a professional. Number 5, talk of bonds. The federal government issues bonds. There are bonds in Naira and there are bonds in foreign currency. Nigerian government has Euro bond for those who want to hold their money in foreign currency, but you also have bonds in Naira. You also have federal government treasury bills and so many other funds that are within that category. This will provide you stable income at the time you are retired. It takes a long time. So consider investing in bonds with varying maturity to diversify your portfolio. When you put the money in there, they have 3 years maturity, they have 5 years maturity, some go as long as 20 years maturity. Forget the money there. Look at it as lost and wait until you retire. You'll be surprised what you have out there. Number 6, agricultural investment. Nigeria, when I was growing up, is a place where 70% of the population were said to be engaged in agriculture. Agricultural investment in Nigeria can offer long-term returns. You can invest in farmland. If you buy farmland, for those who understand animal husbandry, I listened to a friend recently we were discussing. He was talking about the difference between Nigerian system of management of cattle and the Indian system. That if you give a cattle to a Nigerian, he will instantly go to the market and sell it, maybe make 300 or 400,000 naira. Give the same cattle to an Indian. He will hold the cattle and be milking it, and he will get 2,000 naira every day from milk on one cow. Keeping that one cow, he's sure of 60,000 naira a month, and he's sure of over 700,000 naira a year. You'll be wondering how he made his money. So a person who can hold 10 cows, milking them every day for income, if you have that as your retirement business, you are sure in retirement you'll be earning over 800,000 naira every month in retirement just by having 10 cows. Cows are not meant to be roaming and doing destruction and causing farmers' herders clash. Life has gone beyond that. Even countries that live entirely on milk production, like the Dutch, milk is their major export. They don't carry cattle from place to place. We need to grow up, we need to mature, we need to advance as a people, as a nation, and know that there are better ways to do things. Before making any investment decision, consider consultation with a financial expert that will help you to tailor your investment, map out the strategies that will align with your retirement goals, your dream, your risk tolerance level, and your time horizon. Like I have said, if you have substantial time available to you in your career, you are just starting work in your 20s, if you say save 10%, you probably do well if you are saving 10% from the age of 21 until you are 60. You will have a substantial money in retirement. But if you are already 40, 45, and you have not started saving, I would recommend you do 70%. Because the person that is pursued by lizard cannot be like the person that is pursued by crocodile. So it depends on what is pursuing you. So if you have no savings at the age of 45, you are as good as that person that is being chased by a crocodile. Your life is dependent on it. And you need to put in everything as if I do this or I die. Diversification and regular review of your investment portfolio is a good guide for building wealth over the long term. And I will caution, when people hear of investment, people take Ponzi schemes as investment, and a lot of workers are falling victim. I cannot close this without mentioning beware of Ponzi scheme. Any investment that will pay you above what CBN monetary policy rate is at each point in time should be viewed with serious caution. I'm not saying there are no investments that yield more than CBN monetary policy rate, but that be very, very, very careful. The question I always raise is, if you need my money to do a business where you will pay me 10% per month, that's 120% per annum. Why not approach the bank and borrow this money at possibly 27, 28, 29% per annum? That's less than 2.5% a month. Why do you want to pour your money on a total stranger? You don't know me from anywhere. So keep your money. There are people in your family that need help, that you can help. So anybody telling you he wants to give you, take your money and pay you 10% a month, I will plead with you, just run from that person. That investment cannot be genuine. It's something to be feared. And many people are falling victims. People have collected their gratuity and gone into Ponzi scheme. Mismanagement of your retirement can also keep you, your retirement benefit can also keep you in misery in retirement. Somebody has taken his gratuity and moved to start a building with gratuity. The house was not completed, the gratuity was gone, and this person is left in the blank. So that is about all that we take by way of investment options. I believe this would have answered so many of the questions that are raised on retirement planning, and it is our concluding part of retirement planning. Thank you for listening. God bless you.